Averaging just over 2.5 points a game. Actually, 4th on the Richmond career assist list as Branch goes inside. He's hacked by Houston, and that'll be a 2-shot foul.
Raphael Edwards took it off the bounce, found the gap or the seam in the Richmond zone unselfishly. Found his teammate, but last time down the trip, I thought down the floor, Raphael Edwards had a shot and passed it up. He leads him in scoring, and you know he needs to put some points up here on the board very quickly to bring this Pirate team back.
Well, Edwards certainly a prolific scorer. He's 3rd in the conference in scoring, 2nd in rebounds. You like to have the ball in his hands, and if he's not going to shoot it, that doesn't do you any good.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Against this zone, he's a guy with enough quickness and enough ball handling savvy. He can find those gaps and seams and do the penetration, end up with a nice little 12-footer.
Branch continues to struggle at the free throw line. He is now 5 of 13 on the year, just over 40% from the line. Not good numbers.
I'm not going to be your designated shooter. Is that what you're saying?
12 on the shot clock. Cueto tried to go inside to Baker. Will still be Richmond basketball with 12 on the shot clock. There's a timeout on the floor. 7:18 to play. The Richmond Spiders lead it by 9 over the Pirates of East Carolina. Back with more in a moment.
Well, one of the big things, we didn't do a great job on Raphael Edwards. I mean, he got the ball where he wanted it and just did a wonderful job against us. So we have to find a way to shut him down a little bit. And then we were playing okay in the game, and then all of a sudden our shot selection was questionable, and our defensive transition from those shot selections was even worse. And it was we hadn't lost a game at that time in about 5 or 6 weeks. We got behind and panicked. So this is a very powerful offensive team, East Carolina. We can't panic if they get a couple baskets.
Which makes it all the more interesting why East Carolina is just 8 and 11 on the year, because they do have a lot of weapons, and it's got to be a struggle for Joe Dooley to figure out why, because when he looks at the tape, his team's having open looks at shots, they're just not dropping.
With all the injuries and the commotion that causes your team, you just don't have that feel, that flow, that confidence in each other as teammates to pull things off.
Well, the good look inside finds Eric Poole, who gently jams it home, and it's 22-11, and Richmond now off to a good start from the floor, 10 of 19. Winston Sharp misses the jumper. Back comes Richmond and Carlos Cueto. Baker, his 3. You cannot leave him open. He's a 49% three-point shooter, 46 of 94 on the year, and you see why.
The coach's statement, you must recognize and find shooters. Every coach in the country knows those 2 words, recognize and find.
14-point lead. It's a 9-0 Richmond run, biggest lead of the game. Edwards spins in the lane, and a foul against Edwards as he begins to get frustrated in the paint.
But he made a nice quick move. He found a little seam in the interior part of that zone. He got to the rim. His frustrations, Dave, was that it didn't go down. I mean, you know, he got to the stairwell, couldn't kick the door open.
4 of 14 from the field are the Pirates. Only 11 points through 14 minutes of basketball here in the first half.
Pirates now showing a zone themselves. Little change for Joe Dooley. Maybe too many easy inside shots given up to the Spiders here in the first half.
There's Poole. He's not going to make a move on Dink Peters. They're not going to turn on Mr. Peters. Parham comes away with it, and a hard foul by Cueto. Parham not happy about that at all.
Cueto just simply hustling back defensively, aggressively tries to stop the shot. Of course, it was hard to sell that to Tony Parham. He says very unequivocally no sale to that one. This guy has continued to battle. He's been on a roll, Tony Parham, offensively, Dave. But I tell you what, in this ball game with his team down 25-11, there's no quitting this guy. I mean, he's been in there battling, trying to make something happen. Has to make Joe Dooley happy.
His points of late, 14 points over the last 8 games is he averaging. Parham will try to make it 3 of 3 from the line tonight, and he does. You're watching East Carolina versus Richmond on Fox Sports South, part of Fox Sports Net. I'm Dave Neal along with Mike Pratt. And well, it's a 25-12 Richmond lead over East Carolina right out of the gates. This has been all Richmond. They built up a 16-4 lead, and it has been an uphill battle for East Carolina since.
Uphill to say the least. They've had some stops offensively. It's been a labor, a serious labor to get anything to go down.
Token pressure by the Pirates. Stevenson wears number 3, the leading scorer in the conference. Has been relatively quiet, but I can honestly say that Jonathan Baker has not been quiet tonight.
Lots of patience by the Spiders against that zone. Jonathan Baker said, well, guys, it's been long enough here. Let's move on.
8 for Baker. Lead is 15.
Boy, they get down quick, don't they?
Brown, his 3 is good.
Marseille Brown, seconds. Mr. Baker's 3. They get it down so quick. And if you don't find them, they're such good shooters, they can make you pay.
It's 31-13 now. There's Dink. Blocked by Stevenson. Richmond will reset. Kaufman. Baker. Nice look inside. Poole couldn't handle it. Peters returns the favor of the Stevenson block moments ago.
Peters a return to sender himself, huh?
There's some authority in that swat. Blackwelder, Meadows. Trying to go inside now. Peters, Edwards. They're shaking Baker. Checking Edwards extremely well tonight. Peters. His 17-footer has got it. That's a 2-pointer. His foot was on the line.
He's a big guy. Show and tell. Nobody else wants to show you they can shoot. He's going to tell you and knocks it down.
He can hit the 3. He's 2 of 8 from the 3-point line. He had his foot on the line that particular time. A turnover by Richmond. Back comes Parham. It's a 1-on-3.
Good call, Greg.
Foul's going to be called against Richmond. That'll go against Marseille Brown.
Again, Tony Parham, the one constant for the Pirates of East Carolina in this ball game, finding a way to drive that ball up the floor toward the basket.
Van Ireland in the game, as is Stephen Branch for East Carolina. Parham will figure if he's going to get his points, he's going to do it from the free throw line tonight. He's perfect 4 of 4 from the line.
Spiders have played him well out of that zone. They've shaded out on him. They've recognized and honored his shooting abilities. Haven't given him many good looks.
(31-16). 32-16. And with that, we have a timeout on the floor. Richmond continues to look impressive. It has been bombs away. Marseille Brown from Hampton, Virginia. He knows the sound of string music. That is for sure. Richmond continues to dominate in the first half from the Robins Center in Richmond, Virginia. 31-17 is our score. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock, Hawks basketball beginning with Hawks tonight. Take a close look at the Atlanta Hawks as they finish up the first half of the season from Cleveland, as they will try to do battle with the Cavaliers on the road. Of course, Atlanta losing a tough one last night to Orlando, a last-second shot. Beat the Hawks at the buzzer. They will try to regroup and get a win before the All-Star break. Sean Kemp and company, 7:30 tip-off. Hope to see you then. It has been an inside festival, you could say that, for Eric Poole so far tonight. Poole with 8 points, one of 3 players with 8.
Certainly found a way to get open around the rim.
Brown, nice look to Patrick. That's transition basketball.
Marseille Brown, did he ever drive that ball up quickly? Blew by everybody. Brown just happened to be the last man standing and was open.
15 of 25 from the floor are the Spiders. 5 of 10 from behind the arc. East Carolina kicks it out to Ecu Dunk. Under 10 on the shot clock, 7. Dunk goes baseline, bounce pass to Van Eerlen. It's stolen away. The long pass ahead up to Marseille. And he is hacked from behind, and that'll be an intentional 2-shot foul. A hard foul by Blackwelder. Joe Dooley on the sideline wanted the intentional foul moments ago on Tony Parham.
Well, I'll have to agree with you. It looked to me like this was a chop across the back. And that was a whack. That was intentional. Very good call. The official right on top of it. Marseille Brown not happy with that. You can't hardly blame him.
Joe arguing for his team, for his player, but not much you can really do about that. That was an obvious hack, and he's lucky he's still in the basketball game after something that flagrant.
Well, it's tough for an old coach not to side with another coach, but that particular play was well called and well handled by this officiating crew. Now we have to see if Marseille Brown has to leave and have x-rays on his neck. Oh boy, did he get chopped.
1997 CAA Rookie of the Year. Knocks them both down. Marseille with 10 points.
He has got some speed and can push that ball quickly. Excellent assist man, 5th in the CAA.
Lightning quick. Richmond has always had a very agile and mobile and sometimes hostile point guard, and Marseille Brown certainly fits that mold.
That's the kind that win you ball games, and that's how they built that tradition here at Richmond.
Taking some time off the clock, under 2 minutes to play in the opening half. It's a 37-17 lead, biggest lead of the game for the Spiders. Stevenson, his 3, bottom of the net. This has been a 3-point fest. 6 of 11 are the Spiders.
Rod Stevenson just waited so well that time. Let the down pick find him. Played well without the ball. That was excellent job, execution.
Van Eerlen has it stripped away by Brown, who picks it up, and we've got a scrum on the floor, and Van Eerlen is very unhappy with the call as he's whistled for a foul. And East Carolina losing a little bit of their composure right now.
A little testy out there right now. I think that pass was behind Alphonse a little bit. Couldn't get the hand on it, playing with a very heavily taped left hand.
Joe Dooley trying to find some answers. Maybe these two guys have it.
Let me tell you, that's one of the toughest spots Joe Dooley's in right now. Almost where you feel helpless and hopeless when you can't buy a basket. You throw everybody into the ball game. Nothing good happens, and all you can look up at and say, do you mean we have to go through with another half? You know, it's just so tough. The look on his face, we saw it, tells everything. He's still coaching, but that look on his face, he's about to go nuts over there. Just frustrating.
East Carolina is in the middle of a 4 games in 8 days. This is the second of those 4 games. They played on Monday night, picked up a win. Excuse me, they lost in overtime.
Well, those games just got away. Again, it's kind of what's happened an entire year for the Pirates. Close, but no cigar since the first of the year.
Had a chance to win it. Regulation couldn't do it. Lose by 6. Nice inside-out game. Meadows misses. East Carolina now 1 of 10 from behind the 3-point line.
It's been a story of one and done most of the first half. Only a few small flurries for the Pirates as far as seconds and thirds.
Stevenson. Here comes Parham. 45 seconds to play in the first half. Meadows pump fakes. Nice pump fake. Gives it down low to Edwards. Edwards finds Peters, his left-hander, short. Working hard. Dink Peters can't get it to fall. 2 shots at the rim.
Raphael Edwards that time after one bounce, Dave, I thought had a shot. He took it to the second bounce, and the Spiders covered him quickly.
Just about equal on the shot clock and on the game clock. Blackwelder nearly stole it away. Marseille Brown. Blackwelder did get his hand on that. Here comes Parham. And you can almost give the 2 points to Garrett Blackwelder there.
He created that situation defensively. Ran interference at the other end.
And that'll do it for the first half. East Carolina struggled from the floor. But if you're John Beilein, you are extremely happy that you've got 41. The opponents have 19, and we are at halftime. It's been an impressive showing. First 20 minutes by the Richmond Spiders. We'll come back and have our halftime activities in a moment. We are back inside the Robins Center on the campus of Richmond University, where the Spiders have had a most memorable first half. 41-19 is our halftime score, and it has been all Spiders thus far out of the gates. They open up the game 16-2, and it has been smooth sailing ever since. I'm Dave Neal, along with Mike Pratt, and we are at halftime. And Mike, we expected a much tighter basketball game simply because we thought we had a lot of athletes on both sides of the floor. But out of the gates, Richmond came on and just really attacked this Pirate basketball team.
They really did, and I think they did a lot of really fine work defensively, Dave. As far as that zone, they worked that zone. They covered the shooters. East Carolina never got it off the ground. Shooting percentage for the Pirates, horrendous. In very few seconds and thirds, they looked like they just were out to lunch, out of sync. Give a lot of credit, all the credit, to the Spiders defensively. Don't even talk about their offense because they lit it up offensively too.
Well, if you're East Carolina, you got to think that you got to hope that your three-point shots will start to fall. They're just 1 of 10 from behind the arc, but the inside game really, out of the gates, we saw Eric pull inside for a couple of points early in this basketball game to get Richmond going on. And then East Carolina, Dink Peters had a couple of shots right here at the end of the half, and it goes back to the old theory that Joe Dooley was talking about this morning, saying that we've had some shots, they're just not falling. He doesn't know what to do. Let me put you in his shoes. What are you saying to your club in the locker room?
Well, I just sensed a lack of or a loss of confidence when the first shots did not go in. Much like Joe Dooley told you this morning and kind of what's going on this whole month of January. When that confidence goes to a shooter, Dave, you know, you played, hey, you know, you get to looking sideways, backwards, and nothing goes right. I don't know if there's anything a coach can say. Most important thing is make a couple to start the second half. Things might change. You
know what's really funny, though, Mike, is I've really never lost my confidence in church league hoops. It's one of those, you never get cold in church league hoops. It has been a one-way show so far here in the first half. The Richmond Spiders looking oh so impressive, both offensively and defensively. When we come back, we'll talk to the commissioner of the Colonial Athletic Association, Tom Yeager. That'll be next. Stay with us as we roll on from Richmond. And welcome back to the Robins Center on the campus of Richmond University. The Spiders all over East Carolina, 41-19. Richmond looking oh so dangerous offensively and defensively. Of course, Spiders 14-5 on the year. With us right now, the commissioner of the Colonial Athletic Association, Tom Yeager. Thanks for joining us, Tom, here at the Robins Center. And first of all, the impressions of this Richmond basketball team. Many people thought they might have been a middle-of-the-road team this year, but my goodness, they not only played good basketball to date, but they played great in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, they really have. Coach Beilein has come in. It's his first year here and done some great things with a veteran team. I think he'd be the first to acknowledge that he had a lot of experienced players. But, you know, they've got him playing just tremendously well. Have had a good non-conference part of the season. And right now, look like they're as much as, with a couple teams, the ones to beat for the tournament.
Yeah, UNC Wilmington right now sitting atop the standings by half a game. But, you know, talking to both coaches today, they were both very enthusiastic about the depth of this conference. That whether you're sitting in 7th or 8th spot, you have a chance to win every night in this conference. And is that what you want? You got that opportunity where every game means something now.
Oh, it sure does, and I think that's the case in virtually every conference. You know, particularly where you know, we are fortunate to have sending multiple teams to the NCAA tournament. So it comes down to, yeah, you're playing for seeding position, you're playing for you know, getting ready for March, and it comes down to the 3 days during the conference tournament. And you wish it was more of a, you had a safety net in some cases, but everybody knows that there's one guaranteed way to get to the NCAA tournament. That's to win the conference championship.
So far, Richmond looks like they could maybe go in that back door if they continue to play this well. Let's talk hoops on the women's side for a minute, because there is a big game this weekend down in Knoxville as the #1 ranked Lady Volunteers will host a CAA school in Old Dominion. Your thoughts about that matchup and what it means in terms of national recognition for this conference?
Well, it's great. It's a rematch of the national championship game last year in Cincinnati, and you know, I think it's two great programs, two programs that are steeped in a lot of tradition. You know, the Monarchs got the Vols at home in Norfolk last year, so this is a return bout. 25,000 people are going to be there. It's going to be a great afternoon for women's basketball, and I think it's indicative of, you know, a couple of the places around the country that really are supporting women's basketball and the growth and the excitement of the sport. It should be a great game, and you know, who knows, maybe we'll see them again at the Final Four in Kansas City.
That would be nice, and one of the 25,000 people there will be this man, Tom Yeager, the commissioner of the CAA. Tom, thanks for joining us here at halftime from the Robins Center. Tom Yeager, commissioner of the CAA. Stay with us. There's a lot more coming your way as we have more halftime activities. Right now, it's Richmond 41, East Carolina 19. Stay with us. From the University of Richmond at CAA Hoops, we are at halftime as the Richmond Spiders are dominating East Carolina 41-19. It is still halftime. Both teams back on the floor, and you're watching East Carolina versus Richmond on Fox Sports South, part of Fox Sports Net. Dave Neal along with Mike Pratt, and it's a 41-19 halftime score. We will be back with second half basketball right after these messages. Welcome back to the University of Richmond, and the Spiders lead the Pirates 41-19. Some first half highlights for you as the guy we highlighted in the open of the show, Gerard Stevenson, showing he's got some touch.
Pirates 6 of 11 from three-point land. Stevenson leading the charge. But defensively, Dave, they have held East Carolina at 26% shooting. They've done it with plays like that. Marseille Brown awfully quick off of the basket. The Pirates not putting up the defensive efforts in the first half.
Brown with 10 to lead the Spiders. Look at the field goal. 6 of 23 for the Pirates, 16 of 27 for Richmond. It's hard to beat a team when they're shooting nearly 60% from the floor. Rebounds, Richmond, basically everything favors the Spiders.
Defensively, the Spiders have been in charge, been in control.
It is a not so friendly night outside, and the Spiders certainly have not been friendly host to this Pirate basketball team. As you look at a couple of the runs, a few of the runs by the Spiders, 9-0, 9-0, 10-0. That is, that's how you build up a sizable 22-point advantage.
You either want a group of the longest runs or you want the last run.
Right.
Okay? And right now, Richmond's got a group of the longest runners.
And the last run.
So far.
They've got it all. There's Dink Peters working inside. He'll step to the free throw line. A better start than what we had in the first half.
Spiders showing us man-to-man versus the zone that they played the majority of the first half. Peters very ineffective at the low post. The whole Pirate team did not have many opportunities, touches inside.
Peters for the nice touch from the free throw line. Dink, one of the bigger athletes you will find in college hoops. 6'8", 290 pounds. Transferred from San Jacinto Junior College, but is out of Washington, D.C.
Pirates need him to really assert himself at the low blocks offensively.